Okay. So there is no restriction on the number of columns in a table. You can add n number of columns in a table. Okay. And the third is these all are the rows or the records. Okay. Before proceeding further, then I will show you how to create a table from the database. Any questions so far on this concept? Anyone?
No.
No question? So far, so good. Everything is fine?
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect. Now, someone has message. Please allow me to record. Okay. So fine. So now coming to that IDE part, many of you have asked the question that then we on which platform we will run the query and all those things. So first of all, SQL is a very generic language. Don't get confused that okay, Tanvir is teaching on the Oracle platform, but in my project I'm working on this Microsoft SQL server, whether it will work there or not. So don't think about all those things. Don't get confused. See, if you know that driving is skill, you can drive a Tata car, you can drive a Honda car, you can drive Hyundai car or any other car. You agree? Correct? So that is why don't get confused with all those things. Just concentrate on the protocols and the syntax of SQL. Okay. And you are free to practice on any platform. I'm not telling that I'm teaching on Oracle, then you have to practice on Oracle. No, you're free. If you want to practice on Microsoft SQL Server, you can practice on this. If you want to practice on any other platform, a number of platforms, editors are there. You can practice on that. But if you want my suggestion, I will suggest to practice on this platform. This is very simple. I will tell you how to log into this and create a content, all these things. Okay, fine. So so first of all, you have to write create. And those DDL, DML, and all those concepts, no, we will discuss down the line because I have a flow. I want to go with that flow, okay? Because like we have mixed set of audiences. So fine. So first of all, you have to write create. This create is a reserved keyword. Now you have two kinds of keyword: reserved keyword, and then you have user defined. User defined. Now, what is the difference between these two? Please try to understand. Reserved keyword means that has been reserved. Sometime when you are going to a restaurant, you will see that a particular table, you will see something written like reserved. It means that table has been reserved for someone. Can you go and occupy that table? No, right? We cannot occupy because that has been reserved. Similarly, when you're going to some government offices or some malls, you will see that reserved parking. Can you park your car there? You cannot park it, right? Because that has been reserved for some particular person. So similarly, there are few keywords. Keywords are nothing for the timing, understand their words, your English words, right? So they are known as keywords in the SQL world. Few words or the keywords are reserved and few are user defined. Now, what are reserved? Some of the words, okay, so word means keyword in the SQL world. So from now onwards, I will tell keyword, okay? So few of the keywords are reserved keyword. What are those reserved keywords and what's the meaning of that? Those reserved keywords have a special meaning in SQL engine. So the moment I will write create, so my SQL engine will understand that the user wants to create something. Okay, and that is why this is known as reserved. This is reserved for SQL engine. Why? Because you cannot use this for your own purpose. Suppose if you want to create a table with the name create, this will throw error message. I will show you all those things. Okay, and that is why this is known as reserved keyword, because SQL engine has a specific meaning for this. Then I will write create table. The moment I will write table, my SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants to create a table. Okay. Then I will write here employee. Okay, my voice is audible. Anyone facing challenge because someone has messaged that it is not audible? Can anyone please confirm if it is audible clearly?
Yeah,
it is
audible.
audible.
Yeah, audible.
Perfect.
But
Perfect.
there is slight background noise.
Background noise is there. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, fine. So I think you will not face that much, but still, if it's coming, please let me know. Okay. I have some birds in my home, so maybe that noise is coming. So I'm really sorry for that. Okay. So create table employee. So okay. So the moment you will write this, so okay, guys. So please try to understand from SQL engine perspective as well. This will help you in the long run. The moment you have written create table employee, your SQL engine will understand that okay, user wants to create something. Okay. What user wants to create? User wants to create a table. Okay. What is the name of the table what user wants to create? Employee. You can create any table with any name. There are no restrictions. Okay. After this, you have to mention the columns. If you remember this one, yeah, these are the columns: ID, name, salary, date of birth. Okay. So now after this, you have to mention the columns what you want. So I've written ID here. Okay. So from this, the moment you will write ID, your SQL engine will understand that, okay, user wants to create a table, and in that table, user wants to add a column with the name ID. Fine. And then you have to write data type. Don't think what is the data type and all these things. I will discuss all these things down the line. Don't get bothered that, okay, what this Tanveer is writing on all these things. Don't think about this. Just data type is something like a bucket. So if I'm writing number, it means this ID can store only numbers 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, something like that. What is the importance of data type? Why is this required? How this will help SQL engine? We will discuss all these things down the line. So don't think about all these things for the time being. Okay. Then your second column is name. If you see here, the second column was name. So the second column is name. And now for this data type is varchar. This is something varchar 2 and all this things. Don't think that, okay, what is this varchar? Why Tanveer has written 2 here? Why is given this 30? Don't think about all these things. We'll discuss all these things down the line. This is again a data type. Or just remember, whenever you want to insert some integers, you have to use data type as number. Whenever you want to store something as characters or strings like name, Tanveer, SQL, India, country, anything like that, you have to use data type varchar 2. So this, just concentrate on this as of now. Okay. Then you have salary. Now tell me, for salary, which data type should I use? Number or varchar 2?
Number.
Number. Very good. Perfect. Because this is something, salary is number 100, 200, 1,000, lakh, something like that. So for this, we will use number. I'm again repeating, don't get confused. Don't concentrate on this, because this is our mentality. What is confusing, we will concentrate on that. So don't get confused with all these things. We will discuss about all these things on the line. You might be thinking that then we have number, integer, floor, char, varchar 2, size, and all those things. We will discuss. Don't concentrate on those things now. Okay. Salary is number. So just I will keep this 3 columns only, and then I will proceed with the date of birth, the date, data type, and all those things. So this is a very simple syntax or a piece of code which is used to create a table. Okay. So I will repeat this. Here I'm trying to create a table. Okay. And the table name is employee. This create and table, these are the reserved keywords. Why these are the reserved keywords? Because SQL has some specific meaning. Or you think in another way, like these are something codes which only SQL will understand. The moment you will write create, SQL engine will understand that, okay, user wants to create something. Okay. After that, I mentioned table. So user wants to create table, and the name of the table is employee. Perfect. This is the first column which user wants to add. The name is ID. Again, you have full freedom. You want to keep this name as ID. You want to keep this name as employee ID, or whatever you want, you can keep. You don't have, nobody is going to stop you. Okay. And then the second column name is name. Again, you have full freedom. You can keep any name. And then you have salary. You can keep any name for this. No confusion. Now I'm running this script. One error has occurred because I think session disconnected. Let me connect this again. If you'll keep this ID for a long time now, so this will be disconnected, and then you have to give your username and password. Okay, this is not asking this time. That's good. So I am running this now. Just you have to click on this run, select this, and click on run. That's all. So now what is the output? Table created. So SQL engine is telling you that the table is created. Okay. Now, before proceeding further, any question on this? Anything which you want me to repeat, or any question you have in general, please tell me. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes,
I have a question.
Yeah,
Depending on the columns, we'll keep on adding in that bracket. like the number of columns we want to add, we can add infinite number of columns there in that
Correct, correct,
bracket.
correct, correct. Suppose right now I have salary column only, but suppose you want one more column age. So you can write age and then data type. Okay. Suppose you want one more column with the name location. So you can write location and varchar. So you have all the freedom. You can add n number of columns. Nobody is going to stop you. Okay. But there is a twist here. The twist is right now I have created this table. Okay. This is created. After creating the table is created, right? After creating the table, if you think that, oh, I missed that age part, I should have that age column as well. Okay. And you are thinking that, okay, I will write comma age or data type. And then again, if you will execute this, so don't think that this age will be added. No, this is not a syntax. So once you have created this table, you have added the columns, so the story is finished. You cannot add any other column after that. But there are scenarios where you have to add. Suppose you have created this employee table and your business stakeholder, they're telling that, no, we want one more column on top of this. Then you can add that column in this employee table, but you have to use some other syntax. If you are thinking that, okay, I will write comma and then I will add that and I will run this will not work. This will throw error message. For that, you have to use some other keyword that is known as alter keyword. Okay, but with this syntax, if you want that you will run this again and then the column will be added, it will not be added. Hope I answered your question.
Like basically the table wouldn't get updated when we add. We'll have to add another function to add that column.
Correct. You have all the freedom to add a new column, but this will not do that. Okay, it is like suppose you are working in a company, you have 10 earned leaves, all the leaves are over. Now you want some LOPs, means loss of pay. So for that, the companies they have rules that, okay, you have to submit some proof, you have to get some approval from the delivery manager or the head of HR, something like that. Okay, because your reporting manager cannot do anything. So it is exactly like that. You have created a table. Now you want to add something else. So you have to go to the higher authorities, and that higher authorities is altered. You have to get an approval from him. So assume like this as of now. Is that clear? Not clear?
Yes.
Any confusion on this?
Clear.
Clear. Perfect. Okay. Now you have created this table employee. We have added this column and all those things, and you got the output. That table is created. But you might be thinking that, no, I want to see the structure of the table. Okay, so you have a command DSC. DSC stands for describe. Just write DSC employee. So the moment you will write DSC employee, so your SQL engine will understand. The first of all, it will see DSC. So it will understand that, okay, user is asking to show me the structure. Okay, suppose you are going to buy a flat in an apartment. So you will ask that what I can say, that agent, no, that, okay, show me that structure of the flat, or how many rooms will be there, and all those things. So similarly, you are asking SQL engine that, okay, this is created, but show me the structure. So for that, you have to write DSC. The moment you will write DSC, the SQL engine will understand that, okay, user is asking me to show the structure of this employee table. Perfect. So let me run this. Now, concentrate on this table employee. So employee was the table name which you have created. Perfect. Column. How many columns you have created? ID, name, salary. Do you have these 3 columns? ID, name, and salary coming here? Is this fine?
Yeah.
Now don't think from that perspective that then you have written this is in lowercase ID, but here it's coming in uppercase. I'm not talking anything about case as of now. We'll discuss about case maybe down the line in the next sessions. Okay, don't concentrate on that. Again, this name is in lowercase, why it is coming in uppercase, and all those things. A detailed discussion will happen when we'll discuss about the case, lowercase, uppercase, and how to handle that. Whether SQL is case sensitive or SQL is not case sensitive, that's a different topic. We'll discuss all those things down the line. Okay, just look at the output. Do you think this structure of the table is as what you have mentioned here? You have mentioned 3 columns, ID, name, and salary. Do you have those 3 columns? ID, name, and salary. Perfect. So this is correct. Now check the type. Remove, ignore this null part as of now. Okay. Then type. Type means data type. For ID, you have told I want number data type. Number data type is there. For name, you have mentioned I want varchar to 30. So for name, you have varchar to 30. Correct. And similarly for salary, you have mentioned I want number. For salary, you have number. Ignore this null part. We will discuss about this down the line. Okay. Now, is it convincing that yeah, what table we have filtered the columns, what we have filtered the data type, all things are perfect here? Any question on this?
Tanveer, basically means this description function is telling you like what is the like data type of those columns, right?
Correct, correct. This is just to check that, okay, in a table, what all columns are there, what all types are there. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, or you might be having the question that, Tanveer, you have created this table, you know the column names, you know the data type, then why you are checking this, correct? What is the benefit of this? I will tell you. Suppose someone told me that I have created a salary table. Okay, in my team, my developers, they told me that, okay, I have created a salary table. Please check the data. Now, this table is totally new for me, correct? I don't know how many columns are there, what all data types are there, what all constraints are there, and all those things. So this is totally new for me. So for this, if I will write describe and salary, and if I will execute this, so this will show me all the column names, all the data types, and if it is having any constraint. So from that perspective, this will be very helpful to me. Okay, is this clear?
No, Tanveer, I didn't understand this last part.
Okay, sure. I will repeat that. See, okay, forget about this. See, we have created a table employee, and then I have told you that, okay, if you will run this command, describe employee, DESC, this stands for describe, but we will write this DESC only. If I write DESC employee, so I have shown you that if I will run this, this will give you the table structure, and this is correct. You have table structure in front of you. You have the column names, you have the data type, everything is there. Perfect. Now, someone in this group, they can ask me this question that, Tanveer, I think this doesn't make any sense here. Why? Because you know that this table you have created, you have this columns ID, name, salary, you have the data type. Then why you're again seeing at this? What you want from this? Okay, correct. So if this is the question, so I will answer you. The purpose of this DSC is, first of all, to see the structure of the table. But suppose tomorrow someone will give me this table that, okay, I have created a new table salary. Okay, someone in this group, they have created a table with the name salary. Now, from this name only, can you tell me how many columns are present in this table? Anyone?
No.
No.
No. Can you tell me the data type of those columns?
No.
No. Because I have not created this table. I have not created this table. Someone else has created. Okay. And I opened the functional requirement document of my project. And in that it was mentioned that we have a table salary, which will give you the salary details of all the employees. So this is totally new table for me. I have not created. Someone else has created. Now I am interested to look into the number of columns, the name of the columns, the data type, and all those things. So for that purpose, this DSC command will help me. So what I will do, I will write DSC and this table name salary. The moment I will run this, it will show me the structure of the table. So whenever you want to see a structure of any table, you have to use this command DSC. That's all. Is that clear?
Tanvir, I have a question here.
Yeah, please tell me.
So generally we use top command, right? Top 10, top 5 and all to check the data here.
Top command or limit command and all those things. Yeah. That is, you are correct. That will give you the data. That is just to get the data. If you're writing top 10, it means you are telling to SQL engine that SQL, I want only top 10 records. So that you are looking at the data. But here I'm not looking at the data. I'm not talking about the data. Right. I'm talking about the structure. Correct? No? Suppose you have bought a flat. Okay. In Delhi, okay, some DLF, they have done some construction, you have bought a flat. Okay, first what you will do, You will be interested in the structure. How many rooms are there? How many balconies are there? Where's the dining room? What's the carpet area and all those things, right? Once that is done, that is freeze, you are okay, you have done the deal. After that, you will think that whether I should stay here or should I rent it. Then you will think about the data, correct? So
Right.
as of now, I'm not talking about the data. This is just, we are playing with the structure, right?
Hmm.
But you are correct from that perspective that, okay, if I will use top, it will show me the top 10 records. That's correct. But right now, I'm not showing you data and all those things. We're just playing with the structure. I want to see the structure. I want to see the structure of my flat, what I'm going to buy. Okay. Hope
Yeah.
that is clear.
Yes. And one more doubt. So,
Sure.
what is the command for like when we are ordering in the descending order? Will the SQL engine get confused by seeing these?
Correct. So this is one of my question in my assignment I've shared in the previous classes.
Okay.
Very good. Actually, this DSC is the only keyword in the SQL word which have two meaning. It will perform two different tasks. Okay,
Oh,
but in which condition it will do? So just to answer your question, but others, you please don't get confused. This is something different. So to answer your question, when you will use this with order by, okay, and I think you are coming from this perspective only.
Right.
When you will use this with order by, the SQL engine will understand that, oh, user wants me to sort something, okay. And the moment you write DSC, the table name, the SQL engine will understand that, okay, user wants me to show the structure of this table. But you are correct. This is the only keyword in the SQL word which performs two different tasks entirely. And this is one of your question in the assignment coming down the line. Okay.
Got it, Tanvir. Thanks a lot.
Okay, well, no problem. So this was all about describe or description. Any other question, guys? Is this clear?
Can we
Hey,
give the
Tanvi, I
size of
get
a
one
number?
question. Can you please
Like
repeat?
where
Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, one by one. Yeah, first question.
I just missed this part. Can you please explain me once? So I just got disconnected. Sorry.
Okay, from where you want me to repeat?
So just for 2 minutes back.
2 minutes back. Okay, I was not sure when I was 2 minutes back, but it's fine. See, we were talking about DSC command. Okay, so this DSC command, this will give you the structure of any table. So suppose here this employee table is there. I will use DSC employee table name. So this will give me the structure. So let me run this. DSC employee, I've run this. So this will give me the structure of the table. Structure in the sense, in this table, how many columns are there? What are the data types? And null, not null. I'm not discussing about null as of now. So just please ignore this part. Okay. So this is the use. Then someone has asked me that, okay, Tanvir, DSC is used in order by. So actually we have an order by keyword in SQL. There again, we use this DSC. Okay. So I forgot the name who was asking. So he has told that, Tanvir, this DSC is performing tasks. So don't you think that SQL engine will get confused? So the answer is, when you are using DSC with order by, SQL engine will understand that I have to sort the output. When you're using this DSC with a table name, SQL engine will understand that, okay, the user is asking for the table structure. But if you have not understood this, please ignore, because this is not in the flow. Someone has asked, so that's why I thought that I should answer the question. Okay. Hope that is clear.
One question I have, just
yeah.
some minute question, if I'm right or not. In MySQL, for DSC work, there is also describe. So is there any difference between DSC or describe, or both are same?
Both are the one and the same.
Okay.
One and the same. You can try, but if you think something different, you can connect with me, but they both are same.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other question?
Tanvir, since you're using this Oracle platform, so of course in SQL we have different commands. So I believe in SQL we use the describe, in Oracle we use the DSC. So if we use describe over here, so I think it should, like, it won't work over here.
You're correct. You see, most of the keywords, almost 99% of the keywords are exactly same on both the platforms, Oracle and Microsoft.
Bangalore, Chennai, Pune.
Please go on mute. Okay, so almost 99% of the commands, keywords are exactly same. Okay, so that's why I don't want to confuse you. Don't think from that perspective. It's almost same. Very few, like minus, there's the limitation. So I will tell you all those things. So where some variation will be there. Or if you think that I have missed, please let me know. Okay, so you can use this describe on that Microsoft SQL. If you're working on this platform, you can use that one. Okay. I'm not sure if I've answered your question, what you're asking. Is that clear? Hello? Any other question? Any other question, guys? Am I audible?
No, Tanvir.
Clear.
Yes, you're
Okay,
audible.
no questions. Perfect. Okay. So this was all about this type. Again, I'm repeating, guys, don't get confused with that SQL, whether it will work on this platform or that platform. Okay. Almost 99% of the syntax are same. Okay. So just concentrate on the protocols, but if still, if you think that, okay, it is not working on that platform, you can connect with me. We'll discuss. Okay. Perfect. So we are done with the table. We have created the table. We have verified that, okay, the table structure, everything is fine. So it is exactly same as you have.
Tanvir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So, what if the data set is large? How can we create a table?
See, the creation of table is independent of the volume of data. Whether you have 100 records or you have 10 million records, the process is same. You have to create a table like this only. Okay, this is same. That doesn't depend on that. There are a few concepts of table space, schema, and all those things. So I'm not going into all those details down the line because of that
No,
different
the purpose,
audience background.
sorry. So the
Uh-huh.
purpose I'm asking, it is not about the how many records, number of that is that data can be. What if the last set of data must be having somewhere 10 to 20 column headers,
Mhm.
and also everything we need to specify, right? First, while
Correct.
creating the table,
Mhm.
or
Correct.
is there a way we can what is that, upload the data, and then how it comes to we can get it in SQL? That is also, is there a possibility?
Yeah, I think you are thinking from that perspective that you have received a source file from source team and it is
Yeah,
having
how
headers, the columns
SQL
and all
helps.
those things. No, but in that case, the rule is that if in your source file you have 10 columns, then all the 10 columns must be present in this table. Even if one column is missing, this will throw error message. That's a very straight rule. Okay, whether you are trying to load data using Python or any other language, this is a very straight rule. Or if you're using Informatica as well, that must be same. Okay, you have to create first of all. Okay, after that, if you want that, okay, Tanvir, I have a file. In that file I have records, I want to fetch that, I want to import in this, you can do that. Of course you can do that. If you want, I can show you. All those things are possible. Yes.
Sure.
Any other question? No questions. Okay, fine, perfect. So far we have created a table. I have shown you that, okay, this is a structure, you all are convinced. So it is exactly same that you have purchased a flat. Okay, what after that, what you will do? You have purchased a flat, everything is fine. Then what you will do after that? Yep, there are two options, right? Either you will stay there or you will rent it to someone. It means someone is going to stay, either you or someone. It is exactly same. You have created a table. Now the next task is to insert data. Correct? Now, how to insert data into this table? For that, you have this keyword insert into. The moment you will write insert into, oh no, before this, let me show you something apart from this. Before inserting, I want to show you something else here. Okay, I have executed this small piece of code, create table, create, and the same column and all those things are there. Okay, again, there are no restrictions. You can create any table with any number of columns. You might be thinking that when you are creating a table, create here, the columns are same here, you have used ID, name, and salary. No restrictions. You can use the same column. Nobody is going to stop you. But here, why this is throwing error message, invalid table name? What is the reason for this?
Reserved keyword.
Perfect, great, very good answer. Here I'm trying to create a table with the name create, correct? And already I have mentioned earlier that this create is a reserved keyword in SQL world. So this is reserved and you are trying to use this. Already there is a reserved car parking and you are trying to park your car there. What will happen? The watchman, he will come and he will tell you that please don't park your car here, right? He will give some message. Similarly, SQL engine is giving you a message that this is an invalid table name. Okay, I do understand this message is not that much user friendly. Okay, but I think this is clear now. So this is reserved. So this is the only restriction with the table name. You can write, you can create a table with any name, but that should not be the reserved keyword. That is the only restriction. Hope this is clear.
Can we use that double hyphen to make it
No,
visible?
no.
We cannot.
No. That's the only thing. Okay, now suppose I want to create table with name Tanvir. Create table Tanvir, and these are the columns. Let me show you for this. Table is created because Tanvir is not a reserved keyword. Okay, now I have a question to you. You can ask this question to me that, okay, Tanvir, in this employee table which you have already created, you have this column ID, you have this column name, you have this column salary, and the same column again you are repeating. Is that allowed in SQL world? So what is your answer, guys?
Yes, it is.
Of course, that is
Can you
allowed.
repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm repeating. So I'm asking that you can ask this question that Tanvir, in this new table which you have created, Tanvir, so you have the column ID, you have the column name, and you have the column salary here. And the same column is already present in this employee table, right? You can see in this employee table which you have created earlier, already I have the columns ID, name, and salary. Okay, so is this allowed that the same column can be used for any other table? So answer is yes. There is no restriction. You can use the same column name here, same column name here. Okay, there's no restriction on that. Hope that is
And
clear.
what if the same? I mean, here the difference could be the table names are different. The first table it is employee and the other one, and the remaining, the column names are. What if we give the same table name? So what is that answer?
I was just coming to that. That was my next topic. I was just coming to that. But before going to that part, any question on this? No. Okay. Now, if I want
actually,
to,
you are not giving a size of a number data type. So what will be the size now of the number data type?
by default,
Like
that is one. I will show you with that example. But to answer your question right now, that will be one by default. Okay. Now I want to see the structure of this table. Describe Tanvir. I will use, right? Now you can see this is the structure, so everything is fine. Now, I think someone has asked me the question that Tanvir, the requirement is the user wants to create a new table, but with the same name. I think that's a question that I want to create a new table with the same name, Tanvir. But here we have some other columns actually. I want to add date of birth, and I want to add age, and some other columns. So you are telling that I want to create a new table, but I want the same name Tanvir. Okay, but columns are different, or you want the same columns. Okay, that's not a problem. So in this case, if you will run, what will happen? Correct. I think that's the question. Is that the question? I think
yes,
you have asked.
Tanvir. Yes, that was the
Fisa has asked. Okay.
Yes.
So this is the question. Now I will give this question to you before executing. What do you think? What will be the output? First of all, thing, and I'm not bothered the answer is correct, incorrect, or whatever it means. Just I want to understand your thoughts. That's all. Apply your common sense and tell me what's up. Incorrect. You mean like some error message will come?
Throw an error.
table
we should
already
use
exists.
alter. Yeah.
Perfect. See. Okay, let me run this, but you all are right. This will throw error message that table already exists. Name is already used by an existing object, so you cannot use. So what we understood from this, that if you have a table with the same name, you cannot create another table with the same name. Is this clear? Now, you might be thinking that, Tanvir, why is this? What is the reason behind this? The reason is, I'm going to write some small piece of code. Don't bother that what he's doing suddenly and all those things. Okay, this is something. SQL query, don't think that what is the select, what is the star, and all those things. This is a small piece of SQL code. Okay, when I will run this, the SQL engine, it will first of all hit this table named Tanvir. Now in your database, you have n number of tables. There are no restrictions, 10 tables, 20, 30, 40. Now tell me, the SQL engine will go to this table or this table? Which one? If you have two tables in your database with the same name, the SQL engine will get confused, right? To which table I have to go. So that is why SQL engine doesn't allow to create two tables with the same name. This is the reason. Is that clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes.
Now you can ask the question on top of this that no, my business stakeholders, they are telling that no, I don't want and all this excuses. I want to create a new table with this name only. this is the requirement. Suppose that's an order from the executive directors. Okay, they want something like this. So Tanvir, what I have to do? Okay, in that case, now you have two options. The first option is either you drop this table. Drop this table means you have to entirely delete this table. Okay, but don't consider the drop. You have to delete this earlier table, Tanvir. Okay, let me show you this one. This is the first option. The earlier table, which is already existing in the database with the Tanvir, that will be deleted. This drop means delete, okay, here. But in SQL world, delete is different, drop is different. They both are entirely different, okay? But we all are in the beginning phase. So if you can consider drop equivalent to delete, so you can understand, but on a long run, they both are different guys, okay? So it's like I'm deleting this Tanvir table. Now, if I will execute this, what will happen?
A new table will be created. This one.
New table will be created. So this will allow me to create a table. Let's see. Table created, right? So this is one solution when there is a compulsion that no, I want the table with this name only. I don't want any excuses. So this is one solution that delete the earlier table with the same name, and then you can create. But again, you can ask a question that Tanvir, if this is having some important critical data, the data will also be lost, correct? So in that case, what you can do, you can use alter command and you can rename the earlier table to some other name. Are you getting this point? You have to rename this table to some other name, and then you can create a new table with this name. I'm not sure if that is clear. If you want me to repeat, please tell me.
And we one question. When we say drop table, will the earlier table only get dropped, or what if we want to drop the second table then?
See, actually this, when I was trying to create this table Tanvir, this was throwing error message, right? Because already this table Tanvir exists. So for that, what I have used, I have written drop table Tanvir. So when I will write this drop table Tanvir, so in the entire database, I have only one table with the name Tanvir, and that will be dropped or deleted. Okay. Once that is deleted, now if I will execute this, so SQL engine will allow me to create a new table. And I think that's what I have shown you. So when you're writing this drop table Tanvir, so there will be only one table in the entire database with the name Tanvir, and that only will be dropped. Don't think the other table will also be dropped. No, only that table will be dropped. Have I answered the question?
Means the second table was not accepted only by
correct. That doesn't exist at that moment, and that was the problem statement, right? And because of that only I have deleted the earlier table, and now I'm giving a space to the new person. Suppose, take the example that in my batch I accumulated only 10 participants, okay? But someone is very interested, he has some critical need, he wants to attend an interview, and he is requesting that no, I want in this batch only. Okay, so what I will do, I will request someone from this 10 participants that can you please join some other batch. So first of all, I have to create a space, right? Then only I can accumulate a new person. So similarly, first of all, by dropping this table, I'm creating a space for Tanvir, this table, and then I will create this new table. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Any other question on this? So what we understood so far, we cannot create two tables with the same name. First point. Second point, you cannot create a table with the reserved keyword. I hope this is clear. Any question on this? No questions? Okay. Now, apart from this, now everything is done. We have created a table. We have seen few protocols of that. Don't think that this create is over. We have many other flavors on this. We'll discuss all those things. Okay. Now table is created. What else? We want to insert data, right? So to insert data, you have this syntax insert into. Okay. The moment you will write insert into, your SQL engine will understand that, okay, user wants to insert or inject some data. Again, insert and inject, they both are different, entirely different. Inject into SQL is done by hackers, and insert is done by the legitimate users. They both are different. Okay. So insert into, okay, now I'm not considering this Tanvir table. We will consider it on the employee table. Okay. Insert into employee. You have to write the table name. Now you can ask this question that Tanvir, right now we have created this table employee, the database, the SQL knows that there are a table with the name employee. Why you want to write the table name? Why is this required? Who wants to answer this question?
There can be multiple tables, so we need to specify the
Of
name.
course. In database, you can have multiple tables. So that is why you have to mention the table name where you want to insert the data. So that's why you have to write, first of all, insert into. This is the reserved keyword. The moment you will write this, your SQL engine will understand that the user wants to insert some data. But then SQL will ask you that Mr. ABC, where you want to insert, in which table. So that's why you have to write the table name. I want to insert data into this employee table. Okay. And then you have to give the values. That is what I told you in the very beginning. Value is different, data is different, record is different. Okay, then you're telling these are the values I want to insert. So you have how many columns? ID, name, and salary. So I will write 1. Suppose name is A and salary is great. Okay, now I'm inserting this. 1 row inserted. It means the record has been inserted. Okay. Now, one important thing I want to explain here. Let me copy and paste it here. Pardon me, guys, for the sequence. You might be thinking that the sequence is getting or swapped here. So pardon me for that. Okay. So here, insert into employee values. I have written 1. So this one corresponds to what? ID, name, or salary? Who will answer this?
ID.
ID. Very good. A, name, 100, salary. So by default, SQL engine will take this in the manner you have created the column. Is that clear?
Yes.
Fine. It will be in the respective column orders. Now, we have inserted data into this table. Now, we want to verify whether the data has been inserted or not. Okay, so far, any question before I proceed? Clear to everyone?
Clear. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, we have inserted data, but I want to verify whether the data has been inserted or not. Before this, I have shown you that when you have created a table and you want to verify that the structure of the table, which command you have used, guys?
Select.
To show the structure.
Describe. Yeah.
Describe, right?
Describe.
So, okay, so to see the structure, we are using describe. But to see the data or to display the data, there is a different keyword for that. And that is select. This is a very plain English, like Python, you're using the plain English words, no? Very plain English words only. Select. You are telling to SQL engine that boss, please select something. Okay. Then you're writing a star. You see, a star, it will come in number of times down the line during our tenure with this course. The star in the SQL means everything. I repeat, the star in the SQL means everything. Whether you have null, you have blank, you have zero, you have dustbin, you have garbage, you have gold, you have diamond, you have coal, whatever you have. The star in the SQL means everything. Okay. You have written this select a star. So SQL will understand that, okay, user wants everything. Now the SQL will ask you that Tanvir, from where you want, from which table you want, right? So then I have to write the table name that I want from employee table. And again, the justification is same because in your database, you have n number of tables. So you have to mention explicitly that from which table you want. So that's why I've written, I want everything from this employee table. And then you execute this. Click on this run. Now please tell me, is this the value which you have inserted here?
Yes.
Correct? Data has been inserted. Fine. So we have created a table. We have verified the structure of the table. We have inserted the data. We verified the data. Any questions so far?
Can we just one question? So,
Yeah, sure.
SQL is not case sensitive.
Which one?
SQL is not case sensitive.
SQL is case sensitive as well as not case sensitive. But I will tell you which scenario it is
Okay.
case sensitive and which scenario it is not case sensitive. I will come to that.
Okay.
Any other question apart from that?
Tanvi, you have used the star mark.
Mhm.
Can you please let us know? It's the standard one which is the. I mean, what are the scenarios where we need to use a strict mark compulsory?
Very good. I will not tell anything. Automatically, you will understand it. Let me show you some example. Okay, so these are the few queries I have written. Okay, so don't confuse that what all things I have written. Okay, you have seen the output of this. Output is this, right? Fine. Now I'm executing this one. Select ID from employee, and I will show you the output. Now, why only ID is coming here? Who will answer this?
We have only selected
They
one
are
column.
only told to select one
Right.
column from that table.
Very good, perfect. I have told to waiter that I want only Chowmin, so it will bring only Chowmin. So I am telling to SQL engine that I want only ID. So he has given only ID. Perfect. Okay. Next example. Why only name is coming? Same justification. I have mentioned I want only name. That's why SQL has given me only name. Perfect. Similarly for salary. And let me execute this one. Here I have written, I want ID and name, these two columns. I'm interested in only these two columns. It has given me ID and name. Okay. Now I have written ID, comma name, comma salary. So I'm telling I want all the three columns. Okay. But what about this? Select a star from employee. So by default, this will understand that the user wants all the column details. That's why you can see all the column details are coming. So you can customize this. If you want only one column, write that column name. If you want two columns, write ID, comma name. If you want three columns, ID, comma name, comma salary. Okay. So you can customize this as per your need. But a star, if you write a star, it means all the columns, all the data, everything will be fetched. Hope it is clear. Any question on this?
Tanvi, I don't have a question related to this, but in general, I wanted to ask, like first thing we entered the entry, like first entry we have done, like first record. Now that table has been created. Okay, so if we want to add another entry, so do we need to start right from the beginning, or we can update it there itself?
You have all the freedom. You have all the freedom. You have rented your flat. Okay, you're given that to a tenant, but you want to switch to some other tenant. Can you do that or not? You can do that, right? So that's what. Now you have all the freedom. Add the records, whatever you want at any moment, at any time. Again, you see one row inserted. Want to verify? So please check it. Run this star, select star for employee. Now you have two records. I think this is the question you're asking.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Understood.
So you can add any records. So I think many like those who are experienced here, they might be thinking that there are multiple other ways how to insert records. I will discuss all those things, guys. Okay. So just to keep the thing simple as of now. So I'm going with a very straightforward plain vanilla scenario. Okay. Okay. So out of this 3-4 queries, what I have pasted here, any question on this? Anyone who wants to repeat? Yeah.
Can we insert multiple records at the same one insert?
In one insert you can do. For that we have insert all into. I will tell all those things. Okay, but to answer, yeah, we have option. We can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, or there's one more way. Can you write all these things? Suppose we have ID 3 and we have ID 4. Suppose this is employee C, this is employee D, and maybe I'm taking in a random number. Don't think it is in sequence. You can take any number. Even if you can repeat a particular record, no one is going to stop you. See, these two this two statement I have run in a single go. So now you can see one row inserted, again one row inserted. So you can write n number of insert statement and you can execute that in a single go. Okay, you can see, select start imply, just verify this. So you have all the records here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the values are present here. Yeah. Any other question, guys?
Tanvir, it's a small data, right? So we can do it manually, but for the large data, we have to do it. Or
see, you are correct. You are correct. You are correct. So here, this is just I'm trying to make you understand. Okay, that if you have to insert, how you will insert. If you have to create, how will you insert. But your question is valid. That in my real project, I have millions of records. Tanvir. It's not possible at all that if I run this all the insert statement, correct? In that case, you see what will happen. I'm debating a little bit from the topic. Okay. In that case, the data will be present in a source file. Am I correct? Or that will be present in some other server. Or you'll be having an API link from where you are fetching the data, right? Because if you have millions of records, it is not possible, and even in none of the project, no manager, no business stakeholders will tell you to insert record manually. In that case, you'll be having data in the file, but to get data from file, you have to import it. That's a different thing. Okay, and this insert is like manually I'm inserting. This is different. Okay, but to solve that problem, we have that import function. You can import from there. Python also provide that function. Informatica also provide that function. Okay, this you can. But of course, you cannot go with this insert part. Okay, this is just like manually whenever you are entering, and this doesn't happen in the real project. Okay, in your project you'll be importing the data. Okay, so is that that is clear?
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Tanvi, one follow-up question here. So it's not, it's just general question. So, when we are registering for in an app, and we'll input, we'll give name, age, everything, right? So how does this, get updated in a database automatically? Like no one is manually typing. So can you just touch upon that quickly?
Actually, if you take the example of app, or you're going to any banking application, right? So the moment you will do something, that the person who is sitting in front of you, that clerk, okay, so he will enter some value, and then you will see that that is getting reflected. Or suppose you went to an ICICI bank and you want your address to be updated, right? You will go to the bank, okay, and they will write your address, your contact address, and everything, right? You came to your house, you opened the app, and you saw that, okay, address is getting reflected. So actually what is happening, so they are having some blanks, some columns, they are inserting values, so they're just writing the value, they're not writing this insert statement, but internally that is getting translated into insert command. Okay, internally it is happening. Don't think that that clerk is doing all those things, he's creating insert statement and then it is getting inserted. No, but internally this is happening. And most of your apps, your banking software, they heavily rely on this RDBMS concept. Those who know the concept of structured, unstructured data and all those things, so still they are sticking to this RDBMS. You Google, think that whenever you're writing something, immediately it will give you the data, how it is happening, because at the back end, the SQL engine is working. Okay, we'll see all those things, that how it is happening. You're writing something in that Google platform, it will give you some result, right? Even if you write anything, it will give the result, how it is happening. Okay, we'll see all those things. Okay, any other question, guys? No questions? Okay, if there's no question, fine, we will proceed further. So far we have seen that how to create a table, how to insert data, how to verify, and all these things. And we have seen that if I want to see all the columns, I can write a star. Or if I want only one column, I can write that column name. If I want two columns, I can write two columns names separated by comma. Okay, now and I'm under the impression that you don't have any question, that's why I'm proceeding. If you have any question, please stop me here. No questions, right? Okay, now I'm trying to insert a record here. No, sorry, before this I have to cover one more scenario. Now I'm trying to insert this record, this highlighted one. Okay, if I will run this command, okay, so what will happen? It will be inserted or not? Yes or no?
Will get inserted.
Inserted. But my question is, you can see already you have a record with 4D 400 already it is present. And again, you're trying to insert the same records. So do you think SQL will allow you?
It will, I think.
Yes, it will, because you have not applied any constraint.
Perfect.
If I'm not.
So yeah, you're correct. So yes, this will allow, let me run this. One row inserted. Now let's verify. So select a star from employee. Do you have this record again present here? 4D400?
Yes.
Correct. So what we understood, there are no restrictions. If the same record you want to insert n number of times, nobody is going to stop you. Okay, suppose they want to insert this again, insert it. No one is going to stop you. Again, insert it. Okay, fine. Is this clear?
Yes.
Now you can ask a question that, okay, Tanvir, this is fine. You have shown that SQL is allowing to insert multiple records with the same name, same ID. Okay. But suppose in the banking application, take the example of ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank, whatever you want. And in that software, by mistake, the clerk has inserted my record twice. Okay. And when I will check the bank statement, so for this employee ID 4, the total amount will be how much? Here 400, 400, 400, 1200, right? But actually the balance is only 400. Is that clear? But my application is showing how much? 1200. I think this is not clear. See, you can ask a question that, okay, Tanvir, here your SQL is allowing to insert multiple records with the same ID, name, and all those things. But what if this is happening in your banking application? The same customer information is coming twice, thrice. Okay. And here, if someone will ask me what is the total amount, so I will calculate for employee ID D, total amount is 400 plus 400 plus 400 is coming to 1200. But actually only 400 was the actual amount. So this is happening because they've inserted duplicate records, correct? So to avoid this duplicate, we have few scenarios, we have few checks, we have few rules that will stop you if you're trying to insert duplicates. That's a different task. Okay, we have that rule. We can implement that here. But in general, if you are not employed and if you have not implemented any rules, so SQL will allow you to insert duplicates. No one is going to stop. But if you want, okay, suppose a special case you want, the requirement is we don't want duplicates. So again, you have a provision. Again, you have a provision while creating this table. So in that case, the SQL engine will not allow you duplicates. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Everyone clear? Any
Yes,
question?
Can you tell us the function?
Sorry?
Function which does not allow duplication.
Okay. See, many other things will come down the line. Let me, I thought of
Just the name would be fine.
Ah, yeah, sure. No, not an issue. I will cover here. Fine. See, but don't get confused if you think this is something complex, so you can leave it. Okay, but just out of the curiosity, I'm trying to tell. Okay, this is again one of the create table syntax. Okay, one more thing. Don't think that Tanvir, you have written everything here in a single line. The last batch, someone has the same question. That here you have written everything in a single line. You have written in multiple lines. Not an issue. No one is going to stop you. This happens when you're working with Python or Unix shell scripting. But here in SQL, you have all the freedom. That's the best thing I like about SQL. Those who have worked on Java, Python, or other languages, they have various strict protocols. You leave a space in Python that will throw your message, right? You write the keywords in uppercase. Your shell scripting will throw your message. But here in SQL, nothing like that. You want to write in one line, you want to write in multiple lines, you can write it. No one is going to stop you. Okay, is that clear? Now, I don't want to go in detail. Okay, so just to answer, you have asked that what is that function. So you can make this as a primary key. Suppose this is a result table employee. Okay, I suppose employee 1. I'm trying to get this employee 1 table. Let me show this here. No, I'm removing this not null. Okay, I don't want to cover this now. Just to answer your question. Suppose this is a new table employee 1 we are trying to create. Okay, one question. Why I have written employee 1 here? Why I cannot create with employee only?
Already we have a table named employee.
Perfect. Already we have a table with name employee. So that's why this will throw error message. And that's why I've kept the name as employee 1. Table is created. Now I want to see the structure. What is the command for that?
Description.
DSC employee 1. Okay. Let me run this. You can see the structure. You can verify all those things. Ignore the null part now. Okay, I will come to that. Now, I want to insert data. Insert into employee. Okay, before this, one more thing I want to tell you. You might be thinking that Tanvir, you have written this all things in lowercase here. Insert is in lowercase, into is in lowercase, but here you're writing in uppercase. No problem. SQL is not case sensitive with reserved keyword or user defined keywords. Okay, there is a clause here. SQL is not case sensitive with the reserved keywords or the user defined keywords. I'll explain that. Okay. One, first name is suppose Rakesh. Last name is suppose Kumar. So from this, I think you all have understood. I'm trying to insert a record in this employee 1 table, correct? 1 is the ID, employee ID, correct? Rakesh is the first name and Kumar is the last name. Okay. Now let me show you this. Select the star from employee 1. Data is inserted. Fine. Now here I want to insert the same data again. Now please concentrate here. I'm trying to insert the same data again. I'm executing this. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, some error message, unique constraint. Now this time it is not, SQL is not allowing me to insert duplicate, but in the previous case you have seen that it was allowing me to insert duplicates. But why? What has happened here? Who will answer this?
Primary key we have applied.
Very good. Here I have written that my employee ID is a primary key. What is this primary key? We will discuss all these things. Okay, so just understand this is a function. Whenever you want something not to be repeated, you just write primary key and that will not be repeated.
So mostly it's like it will consider unique values only.
Of course, very good. It will consider only unique values. Any doubt, any question?
Understood.
Can we have multiple primary keys?
In a table, you cannot create multiple primary keys. Only one primary key will be there in a table.
Okay.
You can create composite primary key. You have all the freedom, but in a table, if you want to assign, there will be only one primary key. Like in a country, we have only one prime minister. We have only one president. Okay, similar to like that only. There can be multiple candidate. Okay, they can be multiple candidates. Suppose I have this table. Okay, create manager. Okay, and in this, leave this one here. Suppose there is a manager table. Okay, and here the values are like ID and then Aadhaar number and then PAN card. Then you have voter ID. Now tell me, all these are unique or not? Aadhaar is unique of everyone. PAN card is unique. Voter ID is unique. So if I will think all these are primary because they all are unique, nothing is duplicate. Have you seen anyone, any 2 person who's having same Aadhaar? Not possible. 2 person having same PAN? Not possible, right? So they all are a candidate for primary key, but you have to select any one. Okay.
Okay.
Have you answered your question?
Yes, yes. Got it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I forgot what I was
And we means in the bracket itself, we can add multiple columns, but we cannot add multiple primary keys.
You are talking about this bracket?
Yes, in that bracket, we can add more columns.
No. You have to be very specific here. The one which you like, suppose employee ID, first name and last name, the one which you want, you have to keep that only. Only one will be, only once it is available here. Okay. Why I was telling actually, okay, I'll leave that conversation because first of all, I have to explain you what is primary key, what are the conditions for that, who are the candidates, and then this will come. But
Okay,
please
no
ignore
problem.
that part. Okay, ignore that part. Just to answer the question someone has asked, so I thought that I should tell that part. Okay.
So does it have primary key and foreign key concept here in
Of
SQL?
course, yeah. We have primary key and foreign key.
Maybe if you, we can park it that time when you explain. This will cover
We
up.
have that. We have that. Yeah. When I will cover the joins, no, then I will come to that foreign key constraints and what are the under which conditions the foreign key are useful and all those things. Okay, we'll cover that. Any other question? Okay. So you understood two things now, that you have all the freedom to insert duplicates. No one is going to stop you. First concept. Second concept, but if your business requirement is that they don't want duplicates, as like example of your banking applications, right? So in that case, this is a function you can use, and if you use this function, then SQL will not accept the duplicate records. That's what I have shown you from here, these two examples. Any question on top of this? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, clear.
Guys, intentionally I'm not answering many of the question like primary key, how I can create multiple columns and all this, because I'm afraid that maybe those who are the freshers, those who are starting from scratch, they might get confused. That's the purpose. Okay, but down the line we will cover all those things. Okay, so it is almost 10:27 now, so and I think we can wrap up now. Okay, so far what we have studied, so just I will summarize the things. So first of all, we have understood the concept of table. This is a table. You have all the freedom to create table with any name. The only constraint is, who will answer? The table name must not be
Same table name.
Same table name. Other condition?
Reserved key.
Very good. Reserved keyword. Other than that, you can create table with any name. No one is going to stop you. Second thing, these all are the vertical ones, are the columns. Are there any restriction on the number of columns?
No.
No restrictions. Based on the business requirement, you can create a table with 10 columns, 20, 30, 40, 100, whatever you want. But there are a few best practices which we will discuss, and we'll discuss the concept of normalization. Then how many records are present in this table?
Five
records. A, is this a record or data?
Data.
Perfect. Now, after this, we are creating a table. This is a syntax to create a table. Okay, these all are the columns. Okay, I have created this table. After creating this table, my manager is telling me that I want age column as well. Is that possible?
No. Possible.
Alter.
No.
Very good. That is possible, but not with the help of this create. For that, we have to go to the higher authorities, and that is alter here. Hope that is clear.
Yes.
Okay, you have created the table. We want to see the structure of the table. What you will use?
Describe.
Yes.
Describe.
Very good. Describe command you will use. This will show you the structure. And this is the second column I have told you that I will explain in the next class, that null part. Okay, so we'll discuss this down the line. Perfect. You have created the table. You have seen the structure is fine. After that, what you will do?
Insert.
Very good. You have bought a flat. Now you will you look for some tenant, or you will stay there. That's why you are going to insert data in this table. Now, here I want to create a table with the name create. Is that possible?
No.
Reserved
Why? Keyword.
Reserved keyword. Very good. Perfect. I have created an employee table here. I want to create another table with the same name employee. Is that possible?
No. It will not accept it.
It will not accept. Why?
It is employee table is already there in the.
So what's the problem? Suppose my name is Tanvir. So there are many Tanvir in India. What's the problem? What's the problem from SQL engine perspective?
We can't fetch the data like if we are using the select command. So if we have the multiple.
Very good. If I'm using select a star from employee, my SQL engine will get confused which employee table I have to hit, right? So that's why, to avoid the confusion of SQL engine, it will not allow you to create a table with the duplicate names. That's the main reason. Okay, perfect. After that, we have inserted record in the table. Okay, can we insert duplicate record in the table?
Yes.
Okay, that's possible. Okay, if I want duplicate records not to be accepted, do we have any provision?
Primary key.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very good. Here one corresponds to which one? ID, name, or salary?
ID.
ID. So from this we understood it takes the value in a respective fashion. Okay. Next thing. Here I've written insert in uppercase, but here I've written insert in lowercase. What you understood from this?
SQL is not case sensitive when it comes to
Only with
keywords and
only with reserved
user-defined.
keywords and user defined keyword. Tomorrow I will tell you where SQL is case sensitive. Okay, fine. So almost this all we have covered, and I hope and I'm under the impression that you guys have understood all these concepts. Okay, but still if you have anything you can let me know. Okay, quickly quick feedback. Anyone who wants to go first, because we have very less time. Anyone? Positive, negative, anything else?
Tanvir, one thing I need to ask, since we can't create a duplicate table, like it's create ambiguity, but can we create a duplicate column name?
Of course. I've shown you here that here in this employee table I have ID. Okay,
No,
again I've
with the same name, ID, like that same name.
in same table.
Yeah.
Oh, you can create. You are asking that I have already this ID number here. So in this table, I want one more column with the ID number. You can create that.
Okay.
That will not be a problem. But of course, functionally, that will not make any sense. Correct? To have, but to answer your question, you can create that. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, Tanvir. Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Tanvir, can you give some example of the project where I can use only SQL, not other analyzing tools like Python and others like R?
Projects.
Yeah, projects.
See, nowadays, you see, the very high level answer is all the projects which deal with data, you have to use SQL. Okay, first thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about Python, so Python is different, boss, and SQL is different. Yeah, you can use your SQL queries in Python, but the task which Python will do, SQL cannot do, and SQL what it will do, that Python cannot do. They both are different framework.
So how to know where I have to use SQL and where I have to use
whenever you want to fetch data, you want to fetch data as per some requirement, you have to use SQL in that case. We will see all these things on the line. That okay, I will ask you that okay, fetch the data whose salary is very highest. Okay, is highest. Fetch the data whose salary is lowest, and all those things. So in that case, we have to use SQL. But Python, it can do some descriptive task as well for you.
So do SQL provide us like a statistical calculation, something related?
It can provide, but not very extensive. That Python will provide. That's correct.
So basically, you can use SQL just for the extracting data from the database, is it?
Extracting data and applying business logics, you can do that. But if you want some statistics task, so for that Python is good. Okay, you can do that with Python. Okay. Any other question?
No.
Okay, any feedback, especially negative feedback? Okay, Tanvir, I was not expecting this. This is not as per my requirement. The speed is fast. The content is not as per the expectation. Something like that. Just one or two. We don't have much time.
I'll go first, Tanvir. So it's not a negative feedback. So what I liked about your teaching is you're always telling why certain thing is happening or why not it is happening. So I think it is very important for us to understand the why part. So that's what I liked about your teaching.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sashi. May I request Nafisa, can you give some feedback?
Yeah, Tanvir, I have one feedback that it's positive feedback.
Okay, Nitesh.
That you give there is more times to just asking questions. That is very important because if you check other sites, so they are teaching the SQL also, but they are not providing that much time to just you can just ask some question related to that point. But you are giving that so much time to that you can just ask related to that previous point. You can explain this twice or thrice. That is a positive point, I think. Right.
Thanks, Nitesh. Someone who is experienced here, I want someone to give some feedback, anything negative or whatever you want. Anyone?
Well, adding to Hashir and Nitesh, I think what they have said is I agree on it that your session is very engaging, which I have not seen with many of the trainers. And
don't sorry sir, don't compare, please.
No, I am not comparing. It's a positive, but you focus more on the why part. That's more important for learning perspective.
Okay, perfect. Hope you all will get benefited. Okay. Any other final?
Tanvir, even I would like to add sessions are quite interesting. I generally belong to non-programming background, and SQL is something, but I work on day-to-day basis on data, and somewhere the SQL is very important, and I was really looking for something, and this is really impressive, and easily you can catch being a non-programmer, or also that is something I would like to convey, and if possible, since in the real world from professional background, I can say, so if you can add up the data, the importing concept, how the data can be imported from various kind of CSV files or Excel, or kind of just in having a fair idea that okay, these are the things. So always creating manually the tables are not the possible situation, right? So in the scenario, what is it, so that any fresher also applying, or some people who are getting started, so all of a sudden organization will expect from the they will not expect from scratch, they will at least expect to start to just start working on the SQL. So that could help, maybe not now, maybe the last days of the course, if you can just give some sort of the practical scenario.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I used to cover those things. That's a very, very valid suggestion. I used to cover, but that used to be covered in that ETL training session. But that's fine. If you guys are interested, no, I will show you that if you have a data in a file, how you can import it. That's a valid scenario, I think. We will cover that, Nafisa. I will make a note of this point. It's perfect.
Sure, Tanvi. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, fine. No, okay, fine. So if you don't have any other concerns, fine. But still, if you have any question, any feedback, any suggestion, especially I'm interested in the negative feedbacks. Okay, feel free, share with me. You can connect with me on WhatsApp. Maybe if sometime I'm occupied, I will get back to you for some time. So we'll connect again tomorrow, guys, at the same time, 9 to 10:30. Okay, but please go through the recordings, try to understand if it is, because these all are the base. Okay, and believe me, if the base is strong, so you will enjoy this SQL. That's what I can tell you. Okay, so fine then. Okay, final call. Any question?
Any assignment are you expecting?
I will share. I will share
Okay,
today.
sure.
I will share. Okay. Oh, okay. One thing. Sorry, I forgot. So when I will give the assignment and when you are solving that, so please suppose let me share some sample assignment. Suppose this is one of the assignment. Okay, I have given to the last batch. Okay. So suppose if this question I'm giving you, so what you have to do, suppose this is the question. So below this, you have to write your solution. Okay, your solution should start from here. Whatever you want to write it from here. So this will be helpful to me because I can read the question. I can go to the solution. This is the one way. And when you are saving this file, please name the file with your name. Okay, suppose Nafisa, so you give the name Nafisa and that assignment name, and share on my personal window only. Don't share on the group. Okay, I hope that is clear.
Yes, sure.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. Please take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.